Former President Donald Trump spent Easter Sunday raging against his enemies, including Republicans who are retiring from the House of Representatives, which I found kind of strange because Donald Trump is not currently president, and there's an election in November, which would see some of these members replaced. Nonetheless, in a post to his favorite platform,
Truth, essential.
which is hemorrhaging money, by the way, always fun. The former president took aim at Representative Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin, who said that he will not reconsider his decision to leave Congress, despite House Speaker Mike Johnson begging him to stay. Please, please, we've already got a razor-thin majority. We have to have Democrats help us pass our terrible stuff. Yeah. Nonetheless, Gallagher's like, no, not interested. Cool story, bro. No, I'm going to go and make money somewhere else. This place kind of sucks. Which, hey, I don't disagree with that. And honestly, yeah, if I were a Republican, and that would be a hell of a day, if I were a Republican in Congress, I would also be like,
that's it. See you later.
I'm done with this. I'm too old for this crap. Most of Congress is, actually. Now, anyway, here's what Trump wrote. Never forget our cowards and weaklings. Such a disgrace. Okay, now, the Wisconsin congressman is set to step down on April 19th. Now, if he did that prior to April 9th, there would be a special election. Instead of a special election, the seat's just going to go unfilled. So I guess no chance of maybe a Democrat picking up that seat. So Gallagher is like, I'd rather just have it unfilled than have the possibility of a Democrat picking up that seat in a special election. So that, it's his way, I guess, of actually trying to protect the razor-thin Republican majority. But Donald Trump, of course, does not see that kind of nuance. Now, this just happens to be right after Representative Ken Buck's exit. Ken Buck is like, nah, I'm just going to go now. I'm going to get the hell out of here. And yes, there will be a special election, but Ken Buck's seat is pretty safe, conservative. So it's going to go to a Republican. I mean, you already have somebody who's been appointed to fill that seat and who's making a way for Lauren Boebert. And so it is very possible that Lauren Boebert could end up winning that seat and remaining in Congress after fleeing from her previous district. But we'll see how that election shakes out. It certainly is not a foregone conclusion. She actually has to work for it. I know, right? Crazy. Now, Ken Buck left Congress because he refused to kiss Donald Trump's ass. In fact, Buck told News Nation on March 3rd, quote, I'm not going to lie on behalf of my presidential candidate, on behalf of my party. And I'm very sad that others in my party have taken the position that as long as we get the White House, it doesn't really matter what we say. Now, look, I have a lot of issues with Ken Buck's political positions. He is incredibly far right and is aligned with Donald Trump on a lot of very key issues. Now, there are some issues that he disagrees with Trump on, sure, but nonetheless, for the most part, he's a very, very far right congressman, or was. And seeing him, though, take this principled position is interesting. I do respect that he has some principles that he's like, I'm not going to cross this line. I'm not going to lie prostrate to Donald Trump and his prostate. Okay. I'm not interested. Okay. No, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it.
Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever do that. I tell you, don't do it.
Don't ever lay prostrate for Trump. Okay. Anyway, I know.
Tighten up my meat. I like my meat tight.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm having too much fun here, but like I said, here's the funny thing. Trump should be happy that Gallagher and Buck and all these others are leaving. These are the people that he would call rhinos. So hey, you want to purge the party of people who are insufficiently loyal? Go ahead. Go ahead. In fact, you should purge everyone that has, that has ever questioned anything that you've ever done. Okay? Yes, purge them all. Get rid of them all. See who you have left. Okay? You're probably not going to have a whole lot of people. And yes, it'll be the worst people in the world. Also, people who might, be saying these things just to stay in power. Again, we are talking about some of the worst people in the world anyway. Doesn't necessarily have to mean that they're loyal in reality, but on paper, certainly. Okay. But like I said, the majority is shrunk right now, obviously, in the House of Representatives. But in November, Republicans could elect people who are more extreme, more pro-Trump. And if he wins the election, he'll end up probably with the kind of majority that would let him do whatever he wants. So, I mean, why be upset that they're leaving? That they showed themselves the door, that they self-deported out of their jobs. I don't see why he's upset. If anything, he should be thanking Gallagher, Buck, and the rest. And besides, it's not like Trump has to work with that Congress, and it's not like Republicans were going to get everything that they wanted done. No, Democrats do have a majority in the Senate. And of course, they still have the White House, so there's all that. It just, I don't know, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense why Trump is raging about this and mad at these people for stepping down. I don't know, but once again, I guess sense doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, he could have said nothing, but that's not exactly Trump's style, of course.
Can't let that happen.
So he's got to just rage and air his grievances. It's like Festivus all over again.